This is a pair of Sherman battle tanks from World War II, and it was just one of the amazing World War II displays I saw this year at the Brickslopes LEGO Fan Convention. Despite having war literally in the name of their most popular theme, LEGO has a hard and fast rule against making modern military sets.
What's that, brother?
At least, usually. Today we will be stepping into the alternate reality of what it could be like if LEGO did make military sets. I even ended up buying one of the World War II sets that I'm going to add to my personal collection. Starting us off are some dioramas by Battlefield Bricks. In this first display, he has a British fighter plane flying over France. He has done some very intricate detailing with the dark red shingled roof with a lovely door on the house, a nice birch tree on the left, and a bright leafy tree on the right. The shed on the left with an old school station wagon is the perfect addition to this scene. Next, he built this winter scene on the outskirts of Stalingrad, with snow-covered trees and landscaping, amidst a battlefield of fighting soldiers. Here, he has a P-51 Mustang preparing for battle, alongside a tanker truck and a Willy's Jeep. Interestingly, the LEGO parts on the Mustang itself look to be spray-painted a metallic silver color, which kind of made this build pop. I love the shaping on the wings and the angling, as well as the shape of the fuselage. It's interesting to see all of the minifigures milling about performing their duties. You have some officers there and then some mechanics. Next, he has created another snowy scene with a German Tiger tank making its way through Narva. I really like the door of this building with the kind of decorative inlay there, and he has done a really good job on the trees here with the whip pieces kind of wrapped around, making the tree look a bit more organic. In his next scene, he has some palm trees and the Marines with a Howitzer artillery weapon. Moving on to the right, we have the British tank moving through a wheat field and overtaking a Flak 38 artillery weapon. And here we have a couple of tanks moving through Italy. I love the tree here again with the vine pieces and especially those leaves making it look very lush and full. I love the color schemes with the dark tan and olive green in this. In the back he has a cool looking forest with another tank moving through the forest and some pretty trees in green and yellow. And on to his largest build here, he has the downfall of Berlin, where there's this bombed out building, pretty cool looking building, and I love the interior detailing he has here with that striped wallpaper pattern there. As you move to the street, the cobblestone is phenomenal work here. I love all of these tiles that are slightly separated to give the look and feel of cobblestone. And he's got a tank and then a really cool looking car there, kind of a classic German style car. Very beautiful. I would love to have something like that in my collection. As you move down, he's even included the subway here, and they have made it into kind of a makeshift hospital with nurses and injured military members. I really like the walls here where they're all tiled off. It just really gives off that classic subway vibe for me. Really, really love the job that he's done on this one. And shifting gears a little bit here from dioramas to vehicle-only displays. First we have the UH-1D helicopter by Brian W. This isn't technically World War II, it's a little later, but I thought I'd include it in this military-themed video. A classic Huey helicopter. I love the way that the doors open here and the propellers look awesome. Great shaping on this one. As we move kind of to the back, a lot of these airplanes are done by a single builder. It is Brick Squadron on Instagram. He does a phenomenal job on his airplanes, and you'll see a few more of his. In the back here is a B-17 Bomber from Brickmania. Really well done here as well. Giant ship and very, very accurate to the source material. I love the way that it looks with all the propellers on the front, and the wings are so beautifully shaped. Really, really excellent job there. As we move to the front here, we again have more from Brick Squadron on Instagram, and he does a really, really great job. It seems like planes are kind of his thing. He loves building airplanes, and he does a really good job at it. Next, we have a collection of vehicle mocks by Band of Bricks. First up is the Higgins Boat here that is just chock full of soldiers. Then he has the CCKW cargo truck, a couple Willy's Jeeps that he has made, and then an M4 Sherman Tank. And in fact, he had these vehicles on display and for sale. And so I went ahead and bought one of his Willy's Jeeps. Building the Jeep was a fun and simple build, although it did make use of a few illegal techniques. The front hood of the Jeep is built with a stepped taper that is pretty impressive at this scale, that you do not see often in LEGO models. But the center step of the hood just kind of sits between the surrounding pieces without any sturdy connection, and uses a clever stud reversal technique with a small piece of flex tubing that I imagine would not fly in an official LEGO set. The wheels on the Jeep use a double tire on each wheel to beef up the wheel to a bit of a larger size on a smaller wheel hub. And the Jeep's windshield makes use of this super handy double clip piece made by a non-LEGO company. As a LEGO purist at heart, some of these design features pain me, but overall I do have to say I'm very pleased with this build, and I might have to implement some of the design elements into my work in progress Willy's Jeep that has been kicking around on my desk for the last few years. Talking with Band of Bricks, he doesn't have a website set up to sell instructions, but he did say if anyone was interested, they could message him on Instagram about his instructions for this or other builds. This next display features a large anti-aircraft artillery gun, and of course takes place in the world of Star Wars, with some classic stormtroopers storming the beach. And you can see it by clicking on the video on the left. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.